Hello, and thank you for tuning into this episode of Animals and Ames. My name is Ron Edwards. I'm the Animal Control Supervisor here for the Ames Animal Shelter and Animal Control Program. Today, Kathy Pike, our Animal Control Officer, is going to be showing us two very special dogs, two German Shepherds. One that is slated to go to German Shepherd Rescue, and the other one that we're working with. So neither one are available for adoption at this time. But we wanted to show you both of the dogs, because they are just such beautiful dogs and such caring dogs. We're trying to make sure that they get the absolute best situation possible. And you'll see Shiloh, the shy part of Shiloh, kind of explains how Shiloh is, and that's why we're working with Rescue to get her into a foster home where we know that she is going to be loved and cared for in a nice, quiet environment. So let's meet three dogs. One of them is going to be available for adoption. And again, two German Shepherds are not available for adoption at this time.
Hi, I'm Kathy. I'm the full-time animal control officer here at the City of Ames Animal Shelter and Animal Control. The first dog I have up today is Shiloh. Many of you guys might know from her famous Facebook posts on Ames People and Ames Missing Pets. She was the German Shepherd with the collar and leash that was dangling for almost 2 weeks. She had gotten away from an individual who had taken her plus several other dogs from a breeder in Northwest Iowa in hopes to helping rehome them. Unfortunately, Shiloh was not familiar with being around Ames or with the people that were with her, or really having a whole lot of socialization apparently. So as soon as she made her arrival here into Ames, she beelined it out of the car and then was on the run for almost 2 weeks. We were finally able to catch her using a live humane trap and using some canned dog food, some nice smelling stuff with McDonald's cheeseburgers. So she was hungry by then, and as you can see, she's kind of on the thin side from going without kind of those necessities. Thankfully, the community really helped us in having all of those sightings that they gave us, as well as being willing to set up those feed stations to keep her around so that we'd be able to set that trap by putting the food in it so that she would go in it. We set it one time and we got her that night, and she's here now, and we are actually working with the German Shepherd Dog Rescue of Iowa to get her into a foster placement. Shiloh here is very, very shy and under-socialized, but she's super sweet. She wants to trust, she just doesn't know how yet. And so getting her out of the shelter environment where the routine changes, almost daily because of the different animals that are coming and going, as much as we'd like to try and keep this as stress-free as possible, we all know that shelter life is pretty stressful. So what we'd like to do for her, and by working with the rescue, is to getting into that foster home where we can work on her decompressing and get to know her true personality. Typically with shelters as well as rescues, is they go by the 3-3-3 rule. And what that means is you have 3 days to decompress, 3 weeks to kind of get used to a routine or a schedule, and then 3 months to kind of really truly transform into the dog or animal that you're hoping that they would be. Some dogs take longer than that, some dogs take less time than that. It all kind of depends on the personality and kind of the things they came from, but that's just kind of a general rule that most use, and kind of recognizing how long it may take a dog coming from a shelter or a rescue to really get acclimated to the home. So hopefully Shiloh wouldn't take longer than that 3-month rule, but she's kind of a little more special than the average dog that comes in because of her history. She's around what we think about 10 months old, so just under a year. Still young enough to kind of work through some of these issues, and even if she was older, still has a lot of promise to her. She's very sweet. She's just very nervous about all this. And of course, right now being on TV with, the lights and stuff is not something the average dog goes through either. So she really does like cheese. She's been really great, especially with our vet tech. As you see, her coat is very clean. She does need, she is shedding a lot. That kind of comes with stress. But the burrs that she had in her came out, and she just laid in our vet tech's lap and let her do it. So she's, like I said, super sweet, and she'll be going with the German Shepherd Dog Rescue of Iowa. The next dog we'd like to showcase here for you is Harley. So she comes from the same breeder in West Iowa that Shiloh was. She was one of the many dogs that were brought back by an individual trying to help the breeder rehome the dogs. And so Harley here obviously has a much different personality than Shiloh. She did come in very shy and still does have a tendency to be, a bit timid with certain things like quick movements or loud noises, but for the most part, she's happy, healthy, very playful, very sweet. She does need some work on leash, but she's otherwise, she'll take treats, but not eat them. She's so far shown us in the kennel that she likes stuffed animals. She's been very good with them, as well as her bedding. She hasn't torn them up or anything like that, and she seems to be doing pretty good on not always going to the bathroom in her kennel either. So she's learning kind of our routine here a little bit faster than some other dogs, and she's been super sweet, super playful. She sometimes, we haven't heard her bark, but she'll sometimes whine, especially when she wants to be able to move around and play. She's about 10 months old. We think she might be a litter mate to Shiloh, and she's got that longer coat than Shiloh. Shiloh's more a short hair coat. She loves to give kisses. She can be a little pawsy, meaning she'll jump up, or she likes to give you her paws. So, with young kids, it's probably not a good fit, just because with her still getting acclimated to things and being socialized, as well as being kind of a bigger dog and still learning, kind of getting that puppiness out. But we don't know how she is with other dogs. Obviously, there was a lot of other dogs at the breeder's place that she lived at, but I don't believe she was housed with any dogs. They were, kept in kennels and stuff out in a barn, from my understanding. That may or may not be accurate, and so we're not sure how she'd be with other dogs. She seems to be happy going around them in the kennels, but we have not actually introduced her to a dog or cat. So it would be something that we would have more information later on if you're interested, making sure to ask about those things. But we're still just kind of getting to know her and see how she is with a lot of other things. She was just spayed, and she will be available for adoption here soon. All right, our next guest here is Tank, and as you can see, he's built like a tank. So Mr. Tank here is 2 years old. He came to us as a transfer from the Boone Area Humane Society. He was surrendered there at the end of May for financial issues, unfortunately, that the owners weren't able to care for him anymore, as well as had some other things in their personal lives that they needed to take care of. So he is now here with us, since we had some room in our kennels to help kind of lower their numbers over there. He has shown to be good, very good with people, very happy, friendly, playful boy. We would recommend no small children, as Tank is a tank, and kind of doesn't understand how big he is, so he could be a little too rambunctious with the little ones. He does know sit if he's gonna. Tank, sit. Good boy. Still working on some other commands, but we got that one down, especially for treats. He is not good with small animals, so no rabbits, no cats in the home. Oh, no. And he's just a big beefy boy, super lovable, super playful. They did say, you know, in the kennels he's good around other dogs. He would require a meet and greet with any resident dogs that you may have. He's been kind of particular on who he has met before, so we definitely want to make sure that we get a meet and greet done to make sure that it's a friend that he's okay with having. But this is Tank.
Well, that's our show for today, and aren't those German Shepherds just gorgeous, beautiful dogs? And we're hoping again to get rescue, to take Shiloh to a foster home, and see exactly what's going to happen with the other. And of course, Tank is just really Tank. Just an amazing dog with lots of energy, very strong, but a beautiful dog that is looking for a forever home, and someone that has the ability to control him and make sure that he is safe and secure, but would also be a loving dog for somebody, just a great dog that we've kind of got to know here at the shelter, and very proud to work with the Boone Area Humane Society to give Tank another option for adoption. So thank you for watching today's show, and great job, Kathy. Thank you.